Hey everyone, it's time for the happiest segment on earth when we talk about Disney. And there's a lot going on with Disney this week, but right now we're going to focus on the parks. There is a brand new area that is in Florida, unfortunately, not here with us at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It is Toy Story Land.
Nice.
And it's a lot like our Bugs Life Land at California Adventure, which is now being retired.
Stepped on.
But that is getting squashed in favor of the Marvel superheroes. But they've just opened another love letter to Pixar in Florida, and this is an area that looks like you've shrunken to around the size of one of Andy's toys.
Okay.
And, you know, so Woody's taller than you, because he's a very tall toy, but you're around the size of other ones. And there are attractions there, such as the Slinky Dog roller coaster.
I've seen pictures of that. That looks pretty cool.
It's cute, because it also, in the ride queue, it looks like there's schematics of a roller coaster in crayon, which makes you think Andy built this maybe on his own with maybe Tinker Toys and whatever.
And I bet there's army men running around with the big boards on their feet.
Walking around awkwardly. Those guys look pretty good, the ones I saw in the parades at least.
Okay.
But with a new land in a Disney park comes something else, and that is treacherously long wait times. And Disney thinks that they have a solution to this, which is your phone. Of course, because we're never off our phones. So there's a new app that is out. It was launched at the same time as Toy Story Land, so this is not a coincidence. And it's an interesting app because you can play games in it, but you can only play games for it when you're in line for these rides.
That's a great idea.
Well, previously they had filters for your, if you take a selfie, and you can look like Jafar. You know, what will you look like with a wispy little beard and a head wrap and a snaky thing? And that was only available in the Disney parks.
Okay.
But now these are micro-specific, so you can only play Andy's board game Blast, which is a game that Andy created, and you're building things. When you're in line in Toy Story Land, this works in the Toy Story Mania ride, which is available in California Adventure. And those are the only two places you could play that game.
I love that they're doing this. This is a really smart idea. Having worked in a theme park a long time ago.
You worked in a theme park?
I worked tour operations at Universal Studios. I was also a tour guide. But one of the things in the operations department, you're very concerned about guest flow, and you're very concerned about people not spending too much time in lines because that's a bad guest experience and you want them to come back. And so this is a great idea, because where I think this potentially goes is not only do you have games that you can only play in certain queues, I could see taking this, I wouldn't be surprised to see the next iteration is, well, this article already talks a little bit about the social aspect, that you could maybe play something against other people in the queue, but then I could see some kind of Simon Says type activity, like everybody in the queue, who's the first one to raise their phone, you could, using the motion sensor.
You could leverage the Mr. Potato Head animatronic to lead a game.
You totally could. That would be great. And so the idea that you could make the queue an attraction in and of itself to a certain extent is a really smart idea, because then it makes people feel better about the insane cost, and they're not feeling like they're wasting their time in line.
And we don't have, different thoughts about, why am I here? Why did I spend over $100 to stand in line for 5 hours? Is this worth it? Is my life worth it? What has taken me to this point? Why am I here? What is this existential nightmare?
Right.
That's why I get fast passes and don't stand in line if I can help it. A lot of thoughts going on.
The whole idea of a theme park is to avoid the existential crisis.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So maybe this is a good step in that direction of avoiding your issues with life.
Yes. No, I think this app's a great idea, and I'm very excited to see what the future for this brings, because then 5, 6, 10 years down the line, when we talk about, remember when all you really could do was just kind of play a game on your phone in the app?
Well, now you enter a virtual world. Right. And it's Tron. This is what they're doing with Tron now. You loved the video. You will subscribe. You thought I was cool and charming.